Like New Zealand, Australia lost their quarter-final at the Rugby World Cup. Unlike New Zealand, Australia got a new coach, Cantabrian Robbie Deans. John has spent the day in the Wallaby camp. John.
Hi Carol, hi everyone. It has been a fascinating day to be here. One, because the Australians seem to love Robbie Deans. We'll talk about that in a moment. But two, because back home in New Zealand, Steve Chu has been acknowledging the sense to which the NZRU underestimated the grievance that many New Zealand rugby supporters feel, not only about our performance at the Rugby World Cup, but the NZRU's handling of it subsequently. So all that's going on back in New Zealand. Here, Robbie Deans seems to be getting, well, on both sides of the Tasman, more popular by the day.
You have a very big support base in New Zealand, and some of them are so passionate in their support of you that they are declaring they're going to support the Wallabies. Does that surprise you that Kiwis are saying that?
Yes.
Xavier College, Melbourne, 9:30 this morning. One of the great Australian schools, and the Wallabies have come to train here, all of which is as it should be, really, except for this guy, the coach. It's so typical to see Robbie Deans like this, just standing there watching, silently watching, taking it all in. But to see him in that strip, the Wallabies strip, is as odd for me as it would be for an English football fan to see Alex Ferguson coaching Chelsea.
What the hell are you wearing?
Oh, mate, I can't see it, so.
When they gave you the kit, the Wallabies kit, was that a weird moment when you put it on for the first time?
It was a weird moment immediately after appointment, when I went over for the first media conference, if you like. And at the end of it, a bloke asked me to put a Wallaby jersey on. And it would be fair to say at that point there was a moment of hesitation, but not now. I mean, I've had 6 months to prepare myself for this.
What was it like when you first started training these chaps? I mean, you've played against all of them with the Crusaders, but what was it like when you were the boss of these young men?
Yeah, it was novel. I mean, you know, we played in the final on Saturday and I landed at 8:30. I had an interview with Alan Jones at 8:40 and then was in front of the group at 10. So it all happened so fast, it made it pretty easy. And with the time constraints and having just to get on with it, that helped. And to be honest, it's felt pretty typical.
You look relaxed. You look at home, I'm appalled to say.
I'm enjoying it. You know, it's a great opportunity. It's going to be a great challenge, but it's one that I'm looking forward to.
Back at training, what was abundantly clear throughout the morning is that Robbie Deans is welcome here. They seem to relish his appointment. Last week, for example, the Australian newspaper gleefully, outrageously even ran this headline: "Hey, Kiwis, Robbie, 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 oi, oi, oi."
Essentially, I am available, interested and keen to coach the All Blacks.
October last year and all that, the hopes and disappointment must now seem a very long time ago indeed.
Looking forward to it. I need to get there.
There's unfinished work to be done, and we want to finish that work. And so there was relief that we were given that opportunity.
I know you wanted that job, and you applied for that job. Many people thought you should have gotten it. Is there a part of you at the moment, as much as you love New Zealand rugby, as much as you've contributed to it, that actually is relieved that you're not there and you're here?
I mean, the key part of that question is you apply for jobs. You're keen, obviously. It's like players who train, prepare to play, hope to get picked. Coaches are no different from players to that end. And we both suffer disappointments along the way. But the key thing is the response and where you go to from there. And the other key thing, I guess, is you're always better to be somewhere where you're wanted. So, you know, I was delighted to I was lucky to have something to go to. And you know, I hope to make the most of that, obviously. But, yeah, no, I haven't looked back. There's no element of relief. As such, it's relief that I had something to go to, you know, that I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to work at the international level again. And the key question that I needed answered in applying was the answer yes, was it no? The answer was no. I found a group who said yes. Fantastic. I'm very lucky.
And they seem bloody pleased to have you here.
Yeah, well, long may it last.
Touch, pause, gauge.
And today at Xavier College, there was a sense, for the time being anyway, that this is the easier side of the Tasman to be on at the moment. Back home, Graham Henry is still coping with the Rugby World Cup post-mortem. In Melbourne, Robbie Deans is on his honeymoon.
Crouch, touch, pause, gauge.
Robbie, Graham Henry, like you, is a rugby coach, an international rugby coach, and he is copping at the moment. Do you look at him and feel sorry for him at any level, what he's going through?
No, I don't feel sorry for Graham. I think he's got a great opportunity, you know, and he would consider himself lucky to have what he's got, you know, and he'll be wanting to make the most of that, you know. So it's nothing's for sure and nothing's forever, you know. I could be in a circumstance where people are giving me grief in a week, you know. That's the way it is in this industry.
You've got to be an island,
yeah,
don't you?
You know, you go week to week, and it's just about. It's a matter of making the most of each opportunity you have, and just keep going. Nothing's forever.
Robbie Deans, great to talk to you, and good luck, except when you're playing the All Blacks.
Thanks, John.
Robbie Deans, some of his pragmatism at the end there. The Wallabies are playing Ireland at the Telstra Stadium, which is about 400 metres away from us here this weekend. And as Graham Henry and indeed every coach knows, you are only loved when you're winning. He has to win this weekend. He has to get the Wallabies off to a very good start. And so the pressure is on him, Carol.
John, it was fascinating to hear Robbie Deans speak. You spoke to some of the players as well today. What did they tell you?
Well, first of all, I was very taken aback by how relaxed the training was. A much less formal affair than All Black training. People wandering on and off the field, coming across and having chats. I had a long chat to Matt Giteau, who is an outstanding young Australian back. He said to me the thing he likes about Robbie Deans is that he is not autocratic, that he does not micromanage. He believes this is in sharp contrast to the styles in both the New Zealand and Australian camps at the Rugby World Cup, where he felt that both teams were overmanaged. He said that Robbie Deans just says, you know, I respect your abilities as players. Here's the game plan. Do whatever you can as well as you can within that game plan. They all seem pretty excited about that. They like him. But once again, he is going through the honeymoon period.
What other impressions did you walk away with today, John?
Well, first of all, everyone was taking the mickey out of me big time for being a New Zealander and being here. I was given raspberries by all and sundry. The Aussies are revelling in this. Not only did they get Robbie Deans, they are revelling in the sort of, you know, scraping through the ashes that's taking place back in New Zealand. I had a long chat to one of the Australian players who was sort of off the record chat, and he said to me, look, we've got Robbie Deans. He ain't going home. He signed a long contract here. You guys have got Graham Henry. We think he's actually a good coach. You've got to get on with it there, get over it there, and back the man you've got. But they were, if you'll forgive a very Australian kind of New Zealand phrase, taking the piss out of New Zealand big time.
Talking about coming home, you're back home here in the hot seat tomorrow. We'll see you then, John. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Carol. Look forward to seeing you.